right, here we go. Welcome to week 11 of Pound the Rock podcast, baby.
Chuckem football, baby. We had a fun week 10. Good episode. I guess we'll immediately shout out Matt. His first comment I have to read out. He says, "Damn, how is Mark getting all the comment love? I'm the one that started that shit. That's cool. Keep sleeping on my comments just like y'all be sleeping on the Seahawks." One, sorry, I guess. But I feel like we've shouted Matt out before. Also, the Seahawks, man, yeah, they've been nasty, right? So, thank you, Matt.
I don't think we've been sleeping on the Seahawks as of late. I mean, maybe early in the season it was,
Maybe a little
but
bit.
you made your comment early, and if we did miss your comment last week, apologies. There was a sea of Mark Ramey comments, so if I missed it, apologies, acknowledged. You had the only comments this week, and you had a little bit of little fruition, little insight. I don't know. You had
Yeah.
some good points this week, and I do appreciate the John Boyte name that's been sticking with me. But yeah, big shout out at Dexo Legit. I'm assuming you are a Seahawks fan. We are getting later into the season, and I want to make sure that we get the commenters, the top two commenters, their jerseys. So if you'd like a different jersey other than the Seahawks, let me know. But as of right now, that is kind of what I'm thinking your team is going to be.
Nah, yeah, get him a Colts jersey. No, but isn't that? I mean, that's crazy. Like the people who have been actively commenting more. We got some good seasons going on. We got a Seahawks fan, great season. Cowboys, they've somewhat turned it around a little bit and had exciting trades. Bears, my boy Josh is. I think he's commenting. He's watching. Bears are looking crazy. They're in the playoff picture. Colts, Chargers, man, what a season so far. I'll say that. And on top of it, do you have a Jonathan Taylor jersey? Because if not, you should get one and just have it say John Boyte on the back.
At this point, I think I will get a custom John Boyte 28.
John Boyte.
John Boyte.
That's a
But yeah,
solid game.
it was it's a fun week. A lot of this whole season's been full of underdog upsets. We'll go into those here. Just to kind of take a brief look at how week 10 went. But again, thank you all for tuning in every week. You know, watching us
Pound
not
the
know
ball.
ball. But yeah, let's get into the week 10 results.
Yeah, I guess we'll jump into our games, but I do want to start off also with the Thursday game. Just to note, there was 2 10-7 games this week, both primetime games. This one was a shitty one. This was all punts, sacks, turnovers. It was gross. I mean, shout out the Broncos defense and the Raiders defense came out to play, but it's more so like, man, Bo Nix cannot hit those deep balls. I know I'm obviously a hater, but it spoke loudly on the Broncos being a very overrated team right now, in my opinion. Yeah, ugly Thursday night game.
Yeah, it was a terrible, terrible game to watch, especially for a Thursday night primetime game. You know, you wait all week to watch football, and then you get to see that. So that was unfortunate for the viewers, but it is a divisional game, so you kind of expect things to be a little bit closer than you'd like, or a big shootout back and forth. So that's typically what you see. Unfortunately, that was the primetime game. No one wants to sit through that.
Gross.
All right, but if you want to hop into it, Indianapolis was hosting Atlanta overseas in Berlin. I think it's the first game in Berlin. They've played in Frankfurt before, but the crowd really showed up for Berlin. Those Germans do love some American football.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Indianapolis Colts got the win in overtime. It was a tight game back and forth. A little bit tighter than I would love to have seen, but it was still a fun day of football. Jonathan Taylor, John Boyte, 244 yards, 3 touchdowns. Insane. He is, without a doubt, should be in the MVP discussions at this point. I don't know if you agree or not.
I'd vote on him being MVP. I mean, it's like him right now, or I guess Matt Stafford is a sleeper guy who's kind of just shown up the last 3 weeks. But man, what a season for a running back. He's like if he has like 120 or something yards more or less a game for the rest of the season, I think he's on track for 2K or something like that. Or it's insane. He's having a crazy season.
He's having a breakout year. I mean, obviously he's got the line. He's got incredible receivers who are blocking Tyler Warren's body. So there's a good support staff for him. But he did pass Edgerrin James in most touchdowns in franchise history, which was that's a incredible, insane place to be, to pass out one of the Hall of Fame legends like that. But let's talk about that run. I think everyone knows what run we're talking about. That 83-yarder that got stuffed at the line of scrimmage, bounces it out. Tyler Warren, Alec Pierce, they both see it happening. They rush across the field. They get into those lead blocks for him, and he gets in another touchdown. Yeah. I was insane. But like I said, there was a lot of back and forth that ended up in overtime, and we did get the win. There was a lot of confusion towards the end of the game. There was the runoff that took like 5 minutes to figure out. No one could figure out kind of how to end the game. Then we get into the overtime coin toss, and they said the Colts were the visiting team, and I was like, I see blue everywhere, but
yeah, they had to re-toss the coin, didn't they, or something?
They re-tossed the coin during the commercial break, so
that was weird.
That was an odd one, and Daniel Jones really struggled this game. I don't know if y'all saw the picture of his mouth all bloody and whatnot, but that's when he struggles. Though, is when you have to rely on people like John Boyte to kind of pick up, and pound the rock like he did. And you don't give up on a running back like that just because he starts off a little slow. Now, luckily for us, it was a closer game than back in Pittsburgh to kind of catch up, so we could rely a little bit more on JT. But let's also talk about Sauce Gardner.
Yeah,
I think he did okay.
Almost had a pick.
He almost had a pick coming off that. A lot of people were giving him shit because he slipped in the end zone. Covering Drake London, and obviously gave up the touchdown for that. But in his defense, he's been on the team for 4 days. He had to travel from New York to Indiana. Then they had to stay late and kind of go over the plays. And then they flew over to Germany after he'd been watching tape on the Cleveland Browns for the week. Then they had to switch over to Atlanta Falcons. So there was a few miscues on some of the calls back there. But for the most part, he didn't allow too many big plays. Yes, he gave up the touchdown. Maybe his foot got kind of tripped up there. I think Sauce Gardner, for not really knowing what to do other than them saying, like, hey, you stick to this guy, I think he did a decent job, and he's only going to get better as the season moves forward.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a Colts fan, I'd be happy. Obviously, a win's a win, and it went to overtime. But regardless of that, there was like a lot of situational football where you guys almost seemed like you guys were almost like playing with your food, you know what I mean? Like there were certain situations where you definitely could have kicked field goals, extended the lead, but you guys wanted to make like a touchdown lead, etc. in like the third quarter. So it almost bit you guys in the ass. I mean, you guys got into overtime, but at the end of the day, you guys outplayed them. And yeah, Sauce Gardner looked good. Jonathan Taylor, insane. That's got to be the run of the year. It looked like some rugby football almost, and then a breakaway. And like you said, to have your receivers have the awareness to downfield block to extend the plays, like especially if you have a run back like Jonathan Taylor, that's crazy. So Colts still look like the best team overall in the AFC, I'd say.
Yeah, they definitely. I was sitting there, I was counting the points early on. I was like, well, we probably wouldn't be in overtime if we took those 2 field goals and we didn't miss that extra point. But it is what it is. We got the win. Late in the game, Tyler Warren made 2 spectacular catches that. One, I thought he was going to be short, or at least the ball was going to be ripped out of his hands during the fourth quarter to get that big conversion. Another one was deep on the sideline to get another conversion. So Tyler Warren is, in my opinion, right now, rookie of the year. He's just playing insane ball.
Yeah, and there hasn't really been many stud offensive rookies this year that I can't even name, honestly, at all. I mean, Travis Hunter looked pretty sick, but he's out for the year.
He's out, unfortunately.
So, yeah, I think he runs away with it. I can't think of anybody, honestly, other than Tyler Warren. He's almost arguably tight end 1 in the NFL, if you ask me. Especially in the beginning of the year, just coming out as hot as he was. But yeah, I guess we'll go straight down to the bottom of the Sunday games, right? We're going to talk about the Chargers. We beat the Steelers in a dominant fashion. I was nervous coming into the game, obviously with our offensive line situation, and it's probably going to be like that for the whole season. I mean, we're sneakily getting healthier, like Mekhi Becton, who misses the last 3 quarters of every game, which makes me start questioning his intentions on even playing for this team. Maybe just getting that contract and chilling. But I think last week showed, I mean, he stayed in this game potentially the whole game, maybe subbed him in and out a little bit. So our interior line is going to get healthier, and we weathered the storm against one of the best pass rushes that just came off a crazy week. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Our defense looked amazing. Took out DK Metcalf out of the game basically entirely. Schemed up against that. It was Jesse Minter defense just looks awesome. And then Aaron Rodgers had probably his worst statistical game of his career. And that's what happens when you get to play a quarterback that's not very mobile, especially Aaron Rodgers. So we just did everything that we needed to do, and it was a dominant win. And if our offensive line can hold up against the Steelers' defense like that, it gives me a very big boost in confidence coming into these next really important games. I mean, we got the Jags coming up, then a bye week, and we got some really hard matchups that obviously is going to matter for playoff contentions and placement, hopefully. So, yeah, we have a good chance of winning the division. 7-3 was that second best record in the AFC currently. So, yeah, very excited with that. Herbo's a beast. Had a great game. People were saying it was like excellent, blah, blah, blah. I've seen better performances from Herbert. It just speaks more loudly on how consistent and good he is with so much pressure. Like the most pressured quarterback without exaggeration. Another thing, I don't know if you saw this, it almost became a meme. During the Sunday Night Football like lineup announcement, they showed our offensive line that they do the PFF grades now. And 4 of the linemen were ranked last. It was like 36 out of 36 or 35th out of 36. And then Zion Johnson or something was like 27th out of 36. That is, like, PFF can be some bullshit, but from what I'm watching, that's very accurate. We have some really terrible linemen in for Herbert, and he's like, I don't know. It's like having a bunch of retards protecting for fine china back there. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's like those State Farm commercials where it's like, you need this captain, but then you get this captain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Chargers, that first quarter was probably one of the slowest first quarters I've seen in a primetime game. I was contemplating shutting the thing off because of how shitty that start was. But luckily the Chargers did get ahead early and just maintain that lead. Like you said, Justin Herbert, he did his job, right? He didn't throw any picks. He didn't lose the ball. He got his touchdown in the air, a couple hundred yards. That's what you need from him, right? And then when you have a run game, Kamani Vidal had 95 on the ground and a touchdown. That helps tremendously when you have an offensive line that's struggling. So when you can get the run game going and just give them a little bit of extra time to pass the ball, obviously it shows. Ladd McConkey doing what he does again, got another 100-something yards. He got that touchdown as well. Your defense, like you have been most of the season, has stepped it up, picked off Aaron Rodgers twice, got a fumble. So that's the Chargers defense that we are used to seeing, which is going to be a key component moving forward while your offense kind of gets back on pace or at least heals up a little bit. But dominant win, man, against a team that we could not block nearly the entire game. So, yeah, I told you, man, the Steelers are on a high they did not deserve, and I'm glad the Chargers humbled them and let them know that they're still a very vulnerable team, and a good defense will expose that offense as it did.
Do you think the Steelers win the AFC North, or do you think it's the Ravens coming up? Do you think the Bengals sneak up? What do you think about that?
I don't think the Ravens come back. I just don't see it. It's just so
They're
far
back.
gone.
They're only a game behind now,
But still, like, just
something about it to me.
how far back they started. And Pittsburgh, sure, they're losing a few games here, but they win some a few in a row. And I don't know. I don't see the Ravens taking it. I mean, I might eat those words in a couple weeks, but just something about them this season.
All but one more game, and I'm not saying they're a bad team, but it's the NFL. Like, look at what we were just talking about. The Steelers beat y'all dominantly, and then we actually dominated them. So it's like, you don't think the Ravens... Like, the Ravens, they won again, but even this game against Minnesota, it started off like, oh, this is Minnesota's game. So, I don't know. I hate to be a Ravens hater. It's obviously a good chance. You guys are only a game behind, but that's also like thinking the Steelers aren't going to come out and play some weeks and ball out. Like, we'll see.
It is the NFL, like you said. Look, they dominated us. We dominated you. You dominated them. Like, it's anyone's game, really. So, a lot of things have to happen. I mean, anything can happen. So, I'm not going to say that they're guaranteed, but don't see with how Baltimore has been. Maybe, as they're getting healthier, they're figuring things out in the locker room. They creep back, but just with how they've been playing.
Yeah. I will say their defense has turned things around. But
So,
it's like their offense is in question with, and I think it's mostly coaching. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Do you got any poop? You got any poop? I got a poop coach.
was it the one that got fired?
No, I honestly think that firing was. I feel like the GM should have went with the coach or the GM alone, but that usually rarely happens. I don't know, but and this
yeah,
is,
my
this
poop
is kinda,
team.
Yeah, you got one.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be Carolina, man. What the hell?
Yeah, that
What
would
the
be
hell?
mine. But I will say a poop coach, and this is despite them winning against arguably one of the best teams or the favorites coming into the year. The Miami Dolphins. I want to poop coach Mike McDaniel, only because the Dolphins called a timeout in the first quarter with 15 minutes on the clock exactly. Now, like, I didn't even really see it play out live, but I tried to reason why that would happen. It's like you guys come out in the field, you're ready, you practiced all week for the first play of the game, and then you got to call time. Maybe he saw something. I don't know. I just thought it just seemed stupid.
No, I mean, adjustments typically, I don't think it's 100% true, but I know to start a game, like the first 10 plays, they just let it run just to see what happens, because that's what they think is going to, that was their play scheme in practice all week, so they're like, we're going to run these first. If it doesn't pan out, we'll switch it over. But, like, I don't know. It's weird to see.
I couldn't reason it. But yeah, also, if they lost, he would have probably been fired. I mean, they said that he was going to stay all year. I think I heard them say that a week or two ago. But it's like big win for him, I guess, in the locker room, all that good stuff. Still
Yeah.
a good coach.
Absolutely. So we both had the exact same number of correct ones because we had the exact same guesses. Because you were 5 points lower than me in the total points scored, you have secured another finger. So that is back to 3. 3 knuckles deep.
We're both in the 50s, but the points scored in that game was 17, 0 at half.
17 points. So little tough to break 59 when we were about a quarter of that. So all right, well, that was week 10, and
11,
put you on the spot. Oh shit, he did the math real quick this week.
Oh, my bad. The season, I'm just depressed at how fast the season's going by, but it's also fun to think that playoffs are kind of right around the corner.
We said the same thing last year, around this time, maybe a little bit later. We're like, wow, this is coming to an end, but that means playoffs, man.
Yeah, playoff football's the best, so hopefully.
Playoff, like, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah, and
all right, let's kick it off.
Keep going because those teams will be in the playoffs. A lot of those fans are.
There will be. There will be.
Sick. Yeah, here we go.
Thursday Night Football. Both have New England.
Yeah,
I think they're a better team.
Yeah, I think New England's been hot. Travion Henderson had a hell of a game. Stephon Diggs has been producing as their leader and receiver, and Drake May's been good. And yeah, you made Dylan Gabriel. The Jets made Dylan Gabriel actually look like a somewhat competent quarterback in the NFL. So that's gross, man.
Yeah, Drake May is kind of on pace for MVP with his stats right now. I don't think he's better than John Boyte by any means. As far as the most valuable player, I think the Colts would struggle immensely without him versus New England. If they had Jacoby Brissett back there, they might still be winning games with the supporting cast that they have. All right, moving on to the Madrid game. We have the Washington Commanders at Madrid, but Miami will be the home team. You have the Dolphins, and I have the Commanders.
Yeah, I think even though I was just shitting on their coach, Devon A-Chain, or however you want to pronounce it, he's a beast. He had last week their weakness, and they exploited it. But that's am I reconnecting? Are you there? Woo,
yep, there you are.
For a second.
Yeah, you froze for about 5 seconds.
Yeah. Well, let's just get right back to it. A-Chain's a beast, and he showed that he can be one of the best running backs in the league last week. He has a bright future. And I think Washington's defense has been very lackluster, and it's Marcus Mariota still. It's a sad end of the season potentially for the Skins. That's the way I look at it.
I just don't see them losing 6 in a row,
That's crazy.
especially against Miami. Miami has not been a very good team. They have the same record as Washington, so neither of them are technically at home. I'm just giving it to Washington. I just don't see Dan Quinn losing 6 in a row. I just don't see it.
Fair. All right, we got
All right,
Carolina.
moving on. We have Carolina. Yep, both have Atlanta on this one.
Yeah.
Carolina coming off another poop game. Them being just the Carolina Panthers that they are, they could surprise. It is a divisional game, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to really clinch my b-hole with my internet connection. But yeah, we both got Atlanta. I agree 100%.
All right, we'll expedite this here then. Tampa Bay at Buffalo. Just coming off that loss, I think they're going to come back hungry. I've said this a couple times.
Yeah.
They lose one, they come back and win another one. They're not the same Buffalo team that I'm used to, but they're still the Buffalo Bills. They have Josh Allen, James Cook back there. So
Yeah, Tampa's running back room is banged up too. I mean, they got good. Sean Tucker and Rashad White are still solid backups, and they have been somewhat producing. But Buffalo's going to be able to weather the storm against those running backs, and they're going to be Buffalo. I agree. I'm sure you and me both are rooting for Tampa, though. We need some AFC losses coming up here.
I will take as many AFC losses as I can. Houston Texans at Tennessee Titans. You're riding the Titan train.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud has been super banged up, and apparently he's not playing. I made this pick after I finally found that out. I hate when we make picks before or after, or where we find out after, excuse me. But yeah, I think Tennessee gets a home win. They are still a pretty poop team, but yeah.
I think the Houston defense can keep the Tennessee offense in check. So
they are like the number one defense.
So they just need a couple field goals on offense, man. So give me Houston. Chicago and Minnesota.
Woo.
This one I was up in the air with. Just Minnesota at home just made me feel a little bit better about it. I can see why you'd go Chicago. They're still playing at a really high level.
Yeah. Minnesota's been up and down. J.J. McCarthy's been up and down. Their defense has been up and down. And Chicago's they've been hot, man. We got a lot of polarity here in our picks. So.
It's late in the season, man. It's starting to pull. All right, we both have Green Bay at New York Giants. Obviously, the Giants just fired their head coach. They're extremely banged up on offense. Green Bay's defense is still solid. Their offense obviously struggled last week. I think they're going to turn that around against a struggling Giants team. Their front four, though, is still elite, so curious to see how that's going to go.
Yeah, I agree. Green Bay, especially after I'm sure they weren't happy at all with their performance Monday night. So, yeah, New York's got Jameis Winston interim head coach. I think it's Mike Kafka. What a name. Backup Eagles quarterback back in the day. So, yeah.
Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Another divisional game. I think this one's going to go in the Steelers' favor. There was talk about Joe Burrow possibly being ready to go. I'm not sure if that'd be the wisest decision with where they're at, but I know he's a superstar player and he's going to want to play, so I'm not sure if they've announced anything, when they'll do it, but until so, I think Pittsburgh's going to want to bounce off a rough loss against the Chargers.
Yeah. Reconnected again for a second. Scared me. I agree 100% with the Cincy thing. I don't think Joe Burrow's going to play. I think their defense is going to ball. Chargers at Jacksonville, absolutely. This is a game we should win. Keep Trevor Lawrence in the pocket, keep him in pressure, control the run D. And hopefully Vidal produces again. He's starting to really make me change my mind about his talents. And hopefully Amarion Hampton comes back sooner than later as well. That'll be big for us.
There we go. Yeah, Chargers just a better team. Jacksonville losing Travis Hunter, terrible. I'm not saying he was the greatest rookie. He wasn't going to win Rookie of the Year, but he was good piece of the team there. Hope to see him come back soon. But Chargers are a better team, so give me LA. Another LA game, we have Seattle at the Rams. Sorry, sir, for going against Seattle, but I think LA is just, they're a dominant team right now, and I just see them walking away with this one.
Yeah, I feel like you guys will trade between it. Like, you guys still have another game against them later in the season. Might even be more important in as far as, like, contentions. So, this was up in the air. I took the home team. Sorry, Matt.
There we go. San Francisco at Arizona. San Francisco's just been, aside from a couple of weeks, they're finding ways to win. Arizona's just, I don't know, they've just been disappointing this season, so I see the 49ers taking this one.
Yeah, 100% agree. Jacoby Brissett, they were really trying to hype this man up. I don't know. He's a veteran, but I don't think he'll be able to do much, even against a banged-up San Fran. But like you said, they find ways to win, so I agree 100%.
All right, Baltimore Ravens at the Cleveland Browns. Give me Baltimore. They've been stepping back up. Like you said, their defense is playing a little bit better. They're winning games again. Honestly, with Cleveland's offense not being able to produce against the Jets, I don't think they're going to be able to do so against Baltimore. So yeah, give me the Ravens.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel is not a good quarterback. I think it might be one of the quickest, like, we gave you a chance, you're out of here type situations. Maybe Shedeur Sanders gets on the field. Who knows? That'll be fun.
There we go. Kansas City Chiefs at the Denver Broncos. This one was one that I was on the fence about as well. As much as I don't like to see you guys stay a game behind, I think that, Denver is, 8-2 right now? And KC
Wouldn't be mad. Would not be mad.
KC is just, they've been struggling this year for the most part. We're just not playing at the Kansas City Chiefs level football that we've been watching for the last couple of years. So I'm taking Denver at home.
Yeah, it could definitely happen. The way I see it, I think Kansas City's going to get in Bo Nix's face. He's going to make some mistakes. And Kansas City's offense has been virtually rolling, especially ever since, Rashee Rice has been back. So, yeah, I think Kansas City gets this one and makes the division a little bit more interesting.
All right now, Detroit Lions at the Philadelphia Eagles. We're both riding Detroit on this one. They're explosive, man. Obviously, they dominated the Commanders, who have been struggling this season, but it's the Detroit Lions. And Philly, I don't know. Philly, they've been winning, but I don't know. It was a gut decision. Detroit just felt right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something about it to me also. I feel like Detroit's going to easily win the game. Detroit, they're really good still, and they're really healthy. So, yeah, I think they just look like classic Detroit the last few years coming out into the postseason, and I think this will be a big statement game.
All right, and cap it off, we have the Dallas Cowboys at the Las Vegas Raiders. I think we're both going to go ahead and just take Dallas on this one, so they are a better team.
Yeah.
Vegas is a poopy team.
Yeah, I think Dallas puts up a lot of points. I think that's why I picked 43. 31, I was going to pick something low. I feel like Dallas just puts up a lot of points. I don't know.
All right now.
Did you have a leg for this kind of gross New England New York Jets thing?
I don't. I don't want to bet on this game.
Stephon Diggs gets a 20-yard reception. I'm pretty sure that's a leg this year on FanDuel you can pick for.
20-yard reception, I guess. Hunter Henry, 40 yards.
All right. Hey, I got the Troy Franklin leg right in a 2-touchdown game.
You did get that right. Unfortunately, nothing else happened.
Yeah, we should have picked Genty. Fuck. Still undefeated.
Well, all right. We have never lost a parlay, not once. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Get yourself a jersey. Okay, Tom Brady. Deflated ass ball.
Oh, I like that. That was clever. Quick. That was good.
All right. week 11 of Pound the Walk podcast, baby.
Pound the walk. Pound it.